Well, hello there. Hey, it's me again. Doing a little ranting. This time it'll probably be about schools. As you know, the school board election for them is coming up here pretty soon. I'm not sure if I'm running again this year or not. Don't really know who is. What do we need for schools? What do we need to get our schools where they can actually teach their kids something, or kids to get out when they're out of school and find a job? Don't think they're teaching them much. You'll realize in China, when a kid's a teenager, that kid's got more math and science than we require our kids to have when they get out of high school. It's sad. Do you realize in the world of industrialized nations, we're somewhere mid to towards the bottom? Do you realize we spend more money than any other nation in the world on students? What do we get for our dollar? I've been an advocate for getting rid of the Department of Education ever since I figured out they ain't worth a damn. And that's about been a while. What do we do with the schools? I don't know. Been looking at all this union stuff and what schools do and what they can and can't do and what have you. I don't understand why you have to have somebody with 6 years of college to teach a first and second grader what they need to know. Europe, I looked at their model. They go 1 day a year more than we do in England. Their kids, if they want to, by the time they're 18, they've got their associate degree done. It's over there, when they're 16, they have got equivalent to our high school education. They get out of high school, they don't have to go no further. Government will pay them for 2 more years of whatever. They're, my way of thinking, are 2 years ahead of us. Everybody's like, well, our kids can't do that. Our kids can't blah, 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 blah. It's a bunch of crap. My generation tried for years, the generation before me, I guess it's my older part of my generation, to get the amendment passed where 18-year-olds can vote. Because we said, we're 18, we're grown up, we're out of high school, we're ready to go kick some ass in the world. So they messed around and they got 18s could vote. But now we're saying we're going back to the other way? What the hell's wrong with America? I don't understand it. Let me get my eyeballs on. Took some notes here and there. Sometimes I take notes, sometimes I don't. Anyway, one of the things I was looking at is the way we teach our kids. If you have Johnny sitting in class, okay, Johnny's doing real good in math. His other studies, he's pulling a C, between a C and a B. Gets over to English, Johnny ain't going to be an English major. That poor kid just don't get English at all. So now, at the end of the year, do we promote Johnny to the next grade without the English skills? Or do we make Johnny go back and do that grade over, knowing in math class he's going to be bored to tears. His other classes he's going to be bored. He's done been through them. He's done passed it. So what's kids do when they get bored besides shoot spit wads and make paper airplanes, and I don't know what kids do nowadays in class. Tweet and text and iPod and C-Pod and E-phone and Do-phone and all that crap. I don't know. But anyway, wouldn't it make more sense if we took our kids and said, now look, Johnny, you got to have 10 years, or equivalent to 10 years, of math to get through school. We're going to run those through, and now you're going to have 10 years in English. When he gets math, he moves on to the next one. He gets his other classes, he moves on to the next one. He don't get English. Let's hold him back. Let's run him back through it again, see if we can get it. Give him a good foundation before we start. To me, it doesn't make sense to do it that way. Then when they go into high school, they give classes over here, same thing we get for associate degree, but they can't credit them towards associate degree because they're not accredited or some crap. Why? Why is it that we had to have a government piece of paper that says this school is yada yada, this school is this, that, blah, blah. If you know a widget fits in a widget hole, it don't matter who teaches you does it, as long as at the end of the day you figure out how to put the widget in a widget hole. I don't know. Seems like to me we spend a lot of time and money effortlessly. Kindergarten. If you start a kid off in kindergarten, you start a kid off in Head Start, you start another kid off in the first grade. By the time those kids get to the second grade, they're all on the same level. Don't make sense to me. If this kid's got first grade and he's got preschool, by the time he gets to second grade and he's got kindergarten, shouldn't he be ahead of the kid that just started the first grade? He's got 2 more years of knowledge in him. The age requirement. You can't start school until you're a certain age. Why? How about if you can't start school until you can pass certain things? You know, you can't go into first grade until you can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And don't make a damn what old you are. If you're 4 years old, that's when you go. If you're dumber than a rock, you might have to wait till you're 6 or 7. See, what the world don't understand with this new world order where everybody wanting to take over, everybody wanting to be the same, can't say this, you can't say that. The other day they had a kid in class talking about the gay 90s. Got in trouble for it. Can't do that. He was fiberglassed. I don't know if the younger generations realize this. When they talk about the gay 90s, that wasn't 1990s when everybody was running around in gay parade marches and stuff. The gay 90s was 1890. And, you know, Mark Twain, he called it the Gilded Age. Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe the people that raise horses ought to be upset about that for calling it the Gilded Age. That's a whole different story. Anyway, just like we had the Roaring 20s. I don't know. Anywho, a lot of stuff I don't understand. You can't have prayer in school. Why? Everybody, First Amendment, you got separation of church and state. That's bullshit. They ain't nowhere in the Constitution says anything about church and state. I think it came from a letter that Madison wrote. The churches worried about government taking too much control of their churches, and they was wondering about it, and then one of our founding fathers said, no, that's not what we're doing. We're saying the government will not promote a church. The government ain't going to go out here and say, everybody has to go to Ralph's church on Sunday. And Ralph's going to have a church all over America, but just one church. One. That's what the founding fathers were against. They never did say you can't pray in school. If you take and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, is that a prayer? If it is, it can't be in school the way people think. I don't know, to me it's not a prayer. It's more of a statement. It's more of a commitment, making a commitment to your country. And everybody's like, well, we shouldn't commit to the country and we shouldn't do this. Well, I tell you what. Without the United States, without the laws of the United States, without the taxpayers of the United States, some of your sorry asses would be in a sorry state. That's just my opinion. That's just my rant for today. If profanity offends you, sorry. There's a button down there somewhere. I don't know, maybe it's over here somewhere. It says shut up and shuts me off. So you're welcome to do that. But anyway, I don't know. I don't understand it. The ACLU, you know, when World War II, they took all the Japs, picked them all up, threw them in camps. Where's the ACLU at? Was they griping, hey, whoa, Sips, can you do that? Everybody's like, well, the ACLU wasn't around then. No, the ACLU, I think, come back about the turn of the century, back in 1900 and way before I was thought of. They have been around. But anyway, they're try to teach about gays and gender bending and all this, and it's okay for two guys, it's okay for two girls, and it's okay for guys that dress like girls and girls that dress like guys and all this crap. I don't think you need to learn this in grade school. I think if Johnny and Susie has a question about it, they got mommy and daddy to go to them. Or I guess anymore you might have one or the other, but it's getting pretty commonplace you only have one or the other. That's not a breakdown of our school system, that's a breakdown of our morals. I don't know, back when I was a kid, if you was an unmarried woman as a kid, they kind of frowned on you. Community took care of you and made sure you got around all right, but they kind of frowned on you. If you was on welfare, they frowned on you big time. It's kind of like, ooh, you can't get on welfare, that's really bad stuff. And so I don't know. Anyway, I'm having a war on Christmas right now. I was up at the courthouse the other day. I see this year they're celebrating atheists. I thought that was kind of cool. They had their little Christian thing over in this corner, and over here in this corner there wasn't nothing. I figured that's where the atheists set up their stuff. Didn't see much Muslim stuff, but I don't see much Muslims running around in the county here. And so maybe that's a good thing too. I don't know. But if you want to understand religion, listen to the preachers. Go to Billy Graham's, see what he had to say, or Hagee, or all these big preachers running around. See what they're saying. And if you want to know what the Muslims believe in, listen to what their Khomeinis say, what they preach. They're always preaching. See what they're saying. I have yet to see a Christian preacher say we ought to just go over there and just wipe Iran off the map and just kill everybody, women, children, it don't matter, just kill them all. But you do hear that from that Muslim people, and that's why I don't think Islam and I pray to the same God. Sorry, I just don't believe it, ain't going to believe it. I live in America, I have the damn rights to not believe what I want to believe. Till Obama and his crowds takes all of our rights away from us, which they're chipping away at pretty hard. Anyway, that's my rant, and let me know what you think. I think we need to take back America. We need to clean house in Washington, D.C. We need to start at the local level, figure out who's doing what, get some good people in, get some people started. If we start with the people in our county, then move them up to state, then by the time they get up to Washington, D.C., maybe they'll remember us. Another thing I have a big problem with is when Congress, the Senate, gave away their power over, real brief history lesson here. Our founding fathers set up a government that had three legs to a stool. Obama, he's over here. You got Congress over here. You got the judges up here. Okay, they all work checks around each other. Congress was split in two. You had the Senate and you had the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives was what it said. It represents the people of your state. The people. The Senate represented the state. The state. Okay? When they moved it, and where the people vote in the Senate, now what you have is actually two houses of representatives. You have no Senate. If the Senate was put in place by the state, which is what it started out to be, I think it was the 17th Amendment or something that he changed it, Obamacare would have never been passed, because the people in the Senate would have been looking out for the cost to the state, and it wouldn't have passed it. But since the people in the Senate was looking out for the people in the county and their districts, they passed it, because they know those people are the ones going to vote them in. And the quickest way to get a vote, you buy it, or you give them away something free. That's the way it works. Okay. Now what we need to do is figure out school. What we're going to do at school, what we need to do at school. Our kids are dumbing down. We got kids that get out of high school, they can't get a job. Don't even get me started on a lot of the reasons illegal immigration, but I'll sure I'll have a rant and we'll might just cover part of that. So with that, you all just have a good one and peace out.